Hey there, fellow adventurers. Welcome back to exciting journey through the pages of light novels. Today, we're diving into the fantastical realm of that time I got reincarnated as a slime. But fear not, if you've never heard of it, or if fantasy novels aren't usually your thing, I'm here to break it down in simpler terms for everyone to enjoy. The story goes as protagonist's view. I finished college, got a job at a construction company, and lived a chill life in my bachelor pad at 37. No girlfriend, but I wasn't bothered. Work kept me busy. My older brother took care of our parents. One day, a coworker named Tamura and his fiancée Sawatari asked for advice. I was pondering my lack of a love life when they showed up. I tried to keep it cool and asked them what they wanted. Sawatari, the front desk lady at the office, introduced herself nervously. In my head, I was thinking, I should be the nervous one, not you. Life's funny sometimes. I wasn't the best person to ask about love. Tamura and Sawatari wanted advice, and I thought they were doing it to mess with me. I teased Sawatari about office rumors, making her blush. Tamura, my coworker, stepped in to defend her. He had this natural charm that annoyed me. Despite being jealous, I suggested grabbing food to chat. Suddenly, chaos erupted. A guy with a knife was running towards us, screaming. I turned around to see the danger approaching. I pushed Tamura away as the guy with the knife came at us. Suddenly, a burning pain shot through my back, and I collapsed. The pain was intense, and I couldn't move. The guy ran off, leaving me on the ground. Tamura was shocked but okay. My back was burning, and I realized I got stabbed. Somehow, I gained the ability to resist the pain and prevent further attacks. Tamura noticed I was bleeding a lot, but I tried to play it cool. The pain was getting to me, and I felt woozy. Tamura tried to help, but everything was blurry, and I couldn't see how Sawatari was doing. The burning on my back faded, replaced by a freezing cold. I worried about bleeding too much, thinking I might die. Suddenly, I gained the ability to resist cold and control my body's temperature, but I was struggling to stay conscious. In a moment of clarity, I thought about my computer files and asked Tamura to fry my hard drive if something happened to me. Somehow, I gained the power to resist electricity. Tamura didn't fully get it at first, but he chuckled and promised to take care of my computer. He mentioned wanting to show off Sawatari to me. Despite the situation, I smirked. I asked him to make her happy, and with my last bit of strength, told him to kill my PC for me. Living a regular life, I graduated, got a job, and enjoyed the bachelor pad perks. But there was a catch. I was a virgin at 40. I joked about it, imagining a different approach in my next life. Suddenly, I gained a skill called Predator. I didn't get who was talking and questioned the idea of a unique skill. Confused, I fell asleep. Surprisingly, death didn't feel as lonely as I expected. That was my last thought in the living world. It was really dark, and I couldn't see anything. I started to remember what happened. My name is Satoru Mikami, and after a fight on the street, someone stabbed me. I tried to look around, but I couldn't open my eyes. It was confusing and scary. When I get scared, I usually count prime numbers to calm down, but I got distracted thinking if one is a prime number or not. I shouldn't be thinking about that now. I tried to check if I was hurt, but I felt okay, except my hands and legs weren't working. It was weird, and I wondered if getting stabbed made me lose them. I hope the doctors didn't take them away. I want my hands and legs back. I couldn't open my eyes and it was really dark. I worried if I was in a coma or something. Being in total darkness made me scared because people can go crazy in such places. But then, I felt something touching me. It was grass and I was happy to feel it. I started sliding on the ground, realizing I could move. It wasn't like being in a hospital bed. Underneath me felt like hard, jagged rock, and it seemed like I was outdoors. I tried to figure out what I looked like, but I felt jelly-like and flowing like a fantasy monster. I had one more sense left to check: taste. I moved toward the grass, hoping to find out how things tasted, but I wasn't sure where my mouth was, so I was still figuring things out. Then, a voice popped into my mind, asking if I wanted to use a skill called Predator. It sounded weird, like a computer voice. I said no, but there was no reply. It seemed like there wouldn't be another question. Maybe I messed up? I thought it would keep asking until I said yes, like in a game. The voice disappeared, which was a bit rude. I liked hearing someone, even if it was strange. Anyway, I decided to go back to what I was doing before, exploring my sense of taste. I moved towards the grass I felt earlier. As I leaned over it, the grass started melting where it touched my body. It wasn't me melting. It was the grass. Somehow, the plant parts were going into my body. So instead of using a mouth, I was absorbing the grass with my whole body. It didn't really taste like anything. So after thinking about it, I realized I wasn't human anymore. I must have really been stabbed to death. Instead of being in a hospital, I found myself on a rocky patch of grass. I started wondering about my friends, Tamura and Sawatari. Did Sawatari keep his promise and mess with my hard drive? I had lots of questions, but it felt like they didn't matter anymore. I needed to figure out what to do next. I focused on my new form, trying to understand it. It felt weird, no longer handsome, but more like a fluid, aerodynamic thing. It was kinda cute though. I had to accept that my soul was now inside a monster from another world. It seemed unlikely, but that's what happened. I was reborn, but not as a human, as a slime. Chomp, chomp. I just had a snack, but it wasn't regular food. I snacked on some grass. Why did I do that? Well, why not? There wasn't much else to do. It had been a few days since I realized I was now a slime. I lost track of time because everything was dark. One thing I found out was that being a slime was pretty handy. I didn't get hungry or tired, and I didn't need to eat or sleep. I also didn't sense any danger or other living things around me, so my days were worry-free. During this time, I never heard the strange voice again. I wouldn't have minded some company by now, but it was just me, the grass, and me eating it because I had nothing else to do. It was a way to pass the time. I could feel the whole process, my body absorbing the grass, breaking it down inside, sorting through the parts, and storing them away. I didn't understand what it all meant, and it started to scare me a bit. I felt like I needed to do something, or I might go crazy. So I kept going through the cycle, absorb, break down, store up. But there was something strange. I never needed to eliminate anything. Maybe slimes didn't have to do that. I wasn't sure. But if I wasn't getting rid of anything, where was all the stuff I ate going? My shape seemed the same as when I first got here, so something strange happened. It said, received. It is being stored in the stomach of the unique skill predator. Current physical space usage is less than 1%. I was surprised it talked, but I never thought I was using any skills. I said no before. Then it said, received. The unique skill predator is not being used. The matter being ingested into your body is set to automatically be stored in your stomach. This can be changed as needed. We were finally having a real conversation. But I wanted to know what happens if I use this skill. It explained that the skill called Predator has 5 effects. 1. Predation. Takes things into your body. It works better if the target doesn't have its own thoughts. You can target living and non-living things, as well as skills and magic. 2. Analysis. Studies things taken into your body. This helps you create things and learn skills or magic if you understand how they work. 3. Stomach. Stores what you took in. It also keeps things unaffected by time. 4. Mimicry. Copies the form and skills of things you absorbed, but only after you've studied them. 5. Isolate. Deals with harmful things that can't be studied, neutralizing them and turning them into magical force. It was a lot to understand, and I was a bit confused. Then it said, received. This is the effect of the unique skill Great Sage. The skill has taken effect, making it more immediately available. So, the voice answering my questions was called Great Sage. It sounded like a helpful partner. I was relieved and felt a bit less lonely. Maybe my mind created it to keep me company. Either way, it was fine by me. It's been 3 months since I turned into a slime. To be exact, it's been 90 days, 7 hours, 34 minutes, and 52 seconds. How do I know? Well, that's thanks to my helpful skill called Great Sage. It's like having a super smart friend who knows everything. This Great Sage skill needed 90 days to fully connect with my soul. Usually, it can't chat like this, but it changed a bit to answer my questions. It uses something called world language to talk in my mind, and that's pretty rare. It only happens when big things are going on in the world, or when you gain or upgrade a skill. Evolution, another big word, is something special that doesn't happen often. But I'm okay with it if that's how things work here. The Great Sage only talks when I ask something. It doesn't start conversations. Still, talking with it is great, even if it's just me doing the talking. Back in my world, talking to my own skill might seem odd, but here, it's my only company. So in this dark place, I kept asking questions. I learned that, yes, I'm a slime now. I also found out why I never feel hungry or sleepy. Slimes in this world don't need food if they absorb magicules from the air. In places with less magic, I might have to absorb monsters or small creatures. Most slimes avoid low magic areas, but the ones that don't are strong and aggressive. Usually, it's the opposite, where lots of magic means strong monsters. Thank you for joining our journey today. As our tale rests for now, remember to return for the next chapter. Your presence is our greatest support on this journey. Until then, may your adventures be filled with wonder,